Hello and welcome to Dave the Soup Betting. It's Sunday the 7th of July and this is my horses for the notebook. Got three horses today. The first one was sent in by Kelly and he's True Legend, running over 2 miles, the Northumberland Plate at Newcastle on the all-weather. Here's the race. This is True Legend. It was sent in by Kelly. This is the Northumberland Plate. Ran over just over 2 miles on the all-weather at Newcastle. Now it's in the orange colours, drawn 15 here. Now watch the blindfold come off late as the stalls open.
Duke of Oxford
Watch.
is the last one in here for the Jennings bet.
So there, the stalls have opened, then he's whipped the blindfold off. Not massively late, but the fact that it's got not the best draw in the world doesn't help. So, here's True Legend, now in last, drawn 15 in the car park, having to come right across. I mean, that is a long, long way off the leaders.
And they're moving up past the enclosures for the first part of the contest. Tash Khan got away to a good start.
So you can see there, I mean, I don't know how many lengths that is, 15. That's got it, it's probably maybe a dozen length. But it is over 2 miles. This is the first time that True Legend has run over 2 miles. Let's fast forward or we'll be here until next Sunday.
Going past the 1.25 mile start here, and Houth has come through on the outside under Marco Gianni to take the field down.
So again,
into the back straight here in the plate.
Look, you can see how far. I mean, this is a mile away.
Solent Gateway racing in second for Rowan.
Plum last.
On the outside there for Holly Dahl, travelling 2 lengths ahead then to Tash Khan, the top weight, Ben Robinson. Then on the inside,
look at this.
Rathgar. He then is tracked by.
Now let me fast forward again. I think we've still got a way to go.
Who's just shaded. Is racing in third place. Tash Khan's under a drive. Golden Flame getting into it.
See, still one off the back.
On the left, and then behind these, then
coming down the middle. I mean, look at this. You've got a Berlin Wall to get through.
Here comes Duke of Oxford with a chance now.
Looking for a spot, look at that. Snatched up there. I mean, you've got your 5 length fork one to 3.5 lengths off the leader, and you can't get past. You've got a horse on your left, you've got 2 in front of you.
Now by one smooth operator who's come from a mile back in the white cap on the near side. Then evaluation.
Still just about getting in the clear now. Just there, look. Pushing. I mean, you're still 4 or 5 lengths off the leader. One crack of the whip. You can't win. You're finishing 5th. Well, what can I say? There you go. Now, I think with a clear run, might have beat these 3. Wouldn't have beaten this one, I don't think. Let's have a look at the form of True Legend. That was only its 6th run on the all-weather. It's only won once on the all-weather. It's won 2 out of 9 on turf and come second 4 times. Very respectable strike rate. Let's have a look at its wins. That was its 3rd run this season. Mile 3.5 furlong, mile 6 at Goodwood. And there, its first ever run at 2 mile, just over 2 mile, 2.5 a furlong. Now, as you can see, mile 4.5 furlong at Newcastle, it won, and 1.5 miles and 1.5 miles. And it's won off at 63, 69, 75. Now let's have a look at the reason why it's on 92, which seems a bit high considering its wins. And we can see last year it won over 1.5 miles at Salisbury, got bumped up £6 for that, which is a bit stiff for 1.5 length. Then it came second, got penalised again, up 4. Then it came second again, got beaten 3 length, and this seems very steep, bumped it up another £4. Had a break, came back off 88, ran second again, bumped it up £1. Ran second again, got beaten a short head over a mile 6 at Goodwood in a Class 2 race, bumped it up 3, and which is where we are today, off 92. I don't like it when horses get bumped up in the ratings for not winning. Let's have a look at its entries, because you'll think you might find this interesting. Now, it's entered on Friday, sorry, my eyes are going. On the 12th of July, it's a big handicap at Newmarket. Mile 6 at Newmarket, Class 2, carrying 9 stone 2. It's 6-1 in the betting. Let's do it this way with a number. So the top rated, if that is in the race, True Legend will carry 9 stone 2. Luke Morrison. Sir Mark Prescott is a good trainer of distance horses. Has it got a chance? Is this a good price? I'll leave that up to you. Well, I don't know where we go with the horse, but it is engaged. It is engaged over a mile 6. Will it win? 6-1, 13-2 is available. I think it was I won't say it was unlucky. Maybe it was unlucky. First try at 2 miles, dropping it back to a mile 6. I don't think it's well handicapped, but it does look like it's an improver. Enter it in the notebook. It's up to you if you play later in the week. The second horse was sent in by Reg Viewer. And this is a horse called May Blossom, and it ran on the 18th of June at Catterick. Now, what Reg Viewer is trying to point out is that the horse is relatively well handicapped now. Anyway, here's the race. So this is May Blossom on the 18th of June at Catterick. It's number 1, drawn 10. It's got yellow and pink colours, and it's carrying 10 stone this day. Let's have a look at the race.
Sit there ready. They're off, racing over 6 furlongs for the 5th Regiment Royal Artillery Handicap Stakes.
So it was drawn wide, and he's decided to come across. The going is good to soft. I think it's soft in places. Now at Catterick, a low draw over 6. As you can see, you hit the bend pretty soon. Now he's been scrubbed along and he's struggling a little bit to go the pace. This is on good to soft ground. Soft in places. Now he's going a little bit wide off this bend. Now what happens here, there's a difference of opinion and they come across. So now he's used up energy going to the rail when he came out the stalls. Now he comes right across off the bend. Look at this, he's having to go wide here. Now he's 3 off this near side rail, maybe 4. And then he stays on. And he's coming across. Getting there. And he gets beat, length and a half, length and 3/4. He's run a long way. He's run a lot further than the 5 furlong, 212 yards described at the distance. So let's have a look at May Blossom. It's a 5-year-old. And it's a mare. It's trained by Julie Camacho, but let's have a quick look at something. Up until earlier this year, it was trained by David O'Meara. And Julie Camacho inherited the horse, rated 81. That race was off 77, and the horse is now running off 76 for future engagements. It's won off all ratings well above 70, as high as 78 last time, 75 and 77. Let's have a look where it wins. Pontefract, stiff track, 5 furlongs, good to firm. Beverley. That was a novice fillies, obviously, when it was a 2-year-old. Soft ground. Let's go to its latest. Last year it won twice. Once at Newmarket on good ground, once at Nottingham on soft ground. Both over 5 furlongs. But it has won at Leicester previous year. That's a stiff track. And Beverley a stiff track. We know it's on a capable winning mark. Let's have a look at its entries. Now, it's actually down to run at Carlisle over 6 furlongs. And it's a fillies handicap. Let's have a quick glance at that race. Here it is, carrying 9-12 if this horse remains in. Is it capable of winning? It's not quite 6 furlongs at Carlisle. It's 5 furlong, 128 yards. It's a stiff track. Now, it's never, ever, it's never won at 6 furlongs. Look at all these runs, 6 furlongs. Obviously, a lot of these were, this was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, when it was a 3-year-old. And as a 4-year-old last year, it ran 1, 2, 3 times, and it's ran twice this year. Oh, sorry, 3 times this year. Ripon, relatively easy track, heavy ground. Nottingham, an easy track, good ground. And Catterick, an easy track, good to soft ground. The question is, it did look as though the 6 furlong suited it. Now, Catterick is a fast track, and it got outpaced. No doubt about it, it got outpaced, but that was on good to soft ground. And it won't be good to soft on Thursday. But it's not quite 6 furlongs at Carlisle, but it is a stiffer track, and it will be on faster ground. And it's won on good, and good to firm at York. Or is that Yarmouth? Yarmouth. It's a difficult one. It is on a winning mark. It is running on Thursday. 6 furlongs. I'm not so sure, but it is definitely still on a winning mark. I think it was a muddling race. It not got the best draw. It was drawn 10. Catterick's a fast track, but the ground conditions are good to soft, and it looked quite soft actually. And it was drawn wide. It went for the rail, which you need to do at Catterick because you hit the bend pretty sharpish. And then off the bend, he came across this side and he ended up on the far side, about 2-3 off the rail. It is engaged at Carlisle over, I think it's a mile, 100 and whatever it is yards. It's quite a lot away short of 6 furlongs. I think the improving ground may help. It's never won over this kind of distance, but it's only 100 odd yards, 180 yards or so. Maybe. It's up to you if you play later in the week. My third horse. Okay, this is a 2-year-old which ran on the 28th of June at Newmarket over 6 furlongs. It was a 2-year-old fillies race. I was sent in Miss Fascinator to look at. But upon watching the race, the horse that I would be more interested in would be Crusa Wilds, which actually came fourth. Here's the race. So this is the race we're going to look at. It's the 5:15 at Newmarket on the 28th of June. It's a novice stakes for 2-year-olds over 6 furlong on good to firm. Now, the one that I was interested in, or I was pointed to, was Miss Fascinator. But upon looking at the race and watching the horses, I'm very interested in this Crusa Wilds. Now, neither horse has ran before. Okay, so let's have a look at the race. Let's watch the race. Right. Miss Fascinator is number 2, drawn 6 in the yellow colours. And Crusa Wilds is number 4, drawn 2 in the red and white.
Island is in. We're just about set for the first, and they're off. 2-year-olds jump away, a bit slow as Miss Fascinator.
Now, Miss Fascinator didn't get out as well.
Fillies Novice Stakes up there early.
And Crusa Wilds, they're basically alongside each other here.
Scattering light in the all blue is up there too. Baronia
Just pushed along a little bit to go the pace. The going is good to firm.
Racing ahead of the band, that's Nadal Sheba Rain just off the pace.
So they're both going well
Beautiful Things, the dark blue of
towards the rear. They're both at the back.
The red colours of Cressida Wilds is just
What interests me in this race is that Miss Fascinator is vigorously ridden along and whipped a couple of times, whereas Cressida Wilds, it just gives it a nice hands and heels ride. So the pace is quickened into the dip. Now look at this. This is Miss Fascinator, vigorously ridden. Compare this to Cressida Wilds. It's pushing. Gives it a crack. Cressida Wilds, nothing. Not doing anything. Well, let's just take that back a little bit. And let's watch. Oh, come on, computer. Let's watch Cressida Wilds.
Ahead of the nose band, that's Nadal Sheba Rain.
He never hits it. It's a 2-year-old. It's its first ever run.
Dark blue of Mandra is towards the stand side. The red colours of Cressida Wilds is just off those towards the near side. And the yellow of Miss Fascinator, who started slowly. The back marker chased along to his pathetic fallacy. Off the pace, Valencia Island, the white cap going fast.
I think this is the one for the notebook.
Shaken up, this scattering light has got a bit of work to do from there towards the.
But they're all being pushed along, so there's nothing wrong with him pushing it.
The final furlong on the rising ground is Mandra in the dark blue, who now has the lead towards the near side, being chased by Miss Fascinator, and then
he's just pushing it.
Wilds.
He switches the whip, but he never hits. Never hits it. And he's not doing anything. I think that is a very, very, very good introduction to racing, and I'm thinking maybe a step up. It's at 6 furlong, maybe a step up to 7 would suit it. Not vigorously ridden at all. Let's compare that with Miss Fascinator that finished a couple of lengths in front.
In the purple is Beautiful Things. The dark blue of Mandra is towards the stand side. The red colours of Cressida Wilds is just off those towards the near side. And the yellow of Miss Fascinator, who started slowly. The back
so Miss Fascinator, which runs well again. First runner ever. 2-year-olds, fillies.
Shaken up, this scattering light has got a bit of work to do from there.
Pushing, they're all pushing.
And also Baronia up there.
Vigorously pushed, vigorously.
Really
having a go at it. Okay, whip.
Not today for scattering light. It's Mandra in front, leads by a couple of lengths. Is striding up.
Whipped again.
This daughter of Kingman, and it's Mandra.
So it's had 2 really good strikes of the whip. This guy's not tried as much. So, jockeys. Mitchell on one and Rob Hornby on the other. One for Varian, one for Charlie Fellows. Cressida Wilds was 42 on that day. It's got to have a run in it, got to have a win in it maybe. Well, I think you'll agree, the jockey, he was a 2-year-old, you don't want to whip them to death, do you? But I think, it was 42 on, it was its first run ever. I think it was very well and very tenderly ridden. A nice introduction. And 2-year-old horses that have their debuts at Newmarket have got a very good strike rate, either next time or time after. They're usually a cut above the rest. So keep an eye out for that one. So that's it for this week. If you've got any horses that you watch a race and you think they were unlucky in running, or maybe the jockey didn't try as much as he should have done, send me the horse in, the race course and the time. Makes it a lot easier for me, and I will have a good look. I'm only doing turf and all weather in Great Britain, no Irish and no National Hunt at the moment. This is Dave the Soup. England got lucky last night again. Let's hope they can keep this run of good luck going until the end of the tournament. Bye for now.